it is Zalric, and today it's another episode of The Worst Skills in PoE. This is episode 4, I think, and today I wanted to do it on the ballista skills as a whole, as you can see. This is going to be a bit of a different one because they did actually add a new ballista skill in Siege Ballista of Trothis. It's like a variant on Siege Ballista. It's pretty cool, and that one's kind of not included in this bunch because I don't really know enough about it. I don't know if it's good or not, but I wanted to add the ballista skills as a precursor to why I'm doing this video. On this edition of this video is because PoE 2, for all its flaws and all its best parts and whatever, has introduced new ballista skills in their Artillery Ballista version. And I think that ballista version, that Artillery Ballista, is 1,000 times better than the ballista that I tried to use in this one. I tried to make a build around it this league, and I just did not like the way it played. I don't know why. Maybe it's just an animation thing. Maybe they're basically the same numbers-wise and every other thing-wise, but for some reason, PoE 2's feels way better than PoE 1. We can even make a comparison here. I've got some videos pulled up of people using them. So the people use the ballista skills. They're not bad per se. I wouldn't even really call them the worst skill, one of the worst skills in PoE, but they're definitely underutilized. They need a numerical buff, I think, is their main problem. But again, as you can see in this video, it's teeny tiny, and this is somebody from 5 years ago. I haven't asked for permission to use these videos, but I'm going to use them anyway. I've asked for permission from Cheap Bunny for another video of theirs, so I'll go ahead and use this video. It doesn't give me permission, but just as a brief clip. There we go. Okay, so Artillery, it seems okay. It looks like it's basically the same version of PoE 2's, just the animation's a bit worse in my opinion, but like it doesn't actually have a big explosion, it just has like a little hit, whereas PoE 2's, I'll show you, this is the version from PoE 1, PoE 2 Artillery Ballista, and I'll just use my own video here. Let's go to, what was my last like playing here, the final update. I'll mute myself so I'm not double talking, but I'll go to, this is a PoE 1 video, I realize, but just as a comparison here, this is what I'm talking about. Look at the animation here, look at the explosions, all that. That's what I want in PoE 1. I want this feel of this Artillery Ballista in PoE 1. Because I feel like this has much more weight to it. You can actually make an entire build around it, essentially. Now, I'm also using Siege Cascade in PoE 2, but regardless, a lot of what I'm doing here is clearing with PoE 2's version of Artillery Ballista, and it might just be because they have specific weapons and stuff designed around, more tailored to being like crossbows, to this kind of playstyle. And you know what? That's fine. But if anything, I just want an animation buff and a numerical buff to the ballista skills as a whole. I would like to see a league where the ballista skills can shine and I can make a build around them without having to worry about whether or not it's meta or not. Because right now it's not even off meta. It's just completely out of the meta. Some people can use it. They're usable skills. You can do it, but it's going to cost a lot more money, and it's just going to be a lot more troublesome than just making a skill that has been buffed recently. And again, I imagine their answer to that was the Siege Ballista of Trothis, the one they added this league, but that just summons a crap load of Siege Ballistas all at once. And it's a cooldown skill, so you can't really make it like your main build-around skill, as far as I know. That I could be wrong there, but yeah, this is more of a short episode just because this isn't necessarily unusable. It's not necessarily the worst, even though it is in my worst skills of PoE. I would like to see a touch up on it, not necessarily rework. Like I said, at the end of the day, I would love to see a numerical buff and a animation buff if they can to these to make them more in line with what you see in PoE 2, because I love the fact that in PoE 2 you can make a artillery ballista or any ballista they would add, I imagine. You can make a build around those and be using only those, other than like Siege Cascade, which I use for a bit of clear, but for the most part I can use Artillery Ballista in that game as a sole skill to build around, and I want that in PoE 1, and I don't feel like PoE 1 has that unless you really invest into stat stacking and stuff, and I don't want a stat stack. I want to use Artillery Ballista in a normal hit based build or an ignite based build where that's what you build around, and I just don't think that's a possibility right now, as much as it should be anyway. But anyway, like I said, this is a much shorter video, so yeah, please like and subscribe if you'd like to see these come out more frequently. I have been playing PoE 1 League. I've had a couple issues here and there with the servers like everybody else, but otherwise I'm having a blast. It's been amazing. I've been a little under the weather, and my wife has been a little bit under the weather, so that's why it's taken me a bit longer to get this one out than otherwise. But otherwise, thank you. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you liked the video. I really appreciate everybody that watches and or leaves a comment or anything. Any comment is amazing and helps a small channel like mine get growth and spread the word of my name, you know. And my dream is to eventually one day be able to do this as a living, but right now that's not really possible. So until then, it's just gonna have to be these like more sporadic videos and when I can get a video out. Anyway, thank y'all so much from the bottom of my heart. You're all amazing. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Peace out.